Hello, hello, hello. Well, look at this, some gaming on my channel. It's been a long time. It's the 13th of April 2024, and I don't think I've posted anything gaming in a very, very long time. I have two poodles on the bed next to me, both of whom are deaf and are making funny noises, so you have to forgive them. And I have another one wandering around the house that keeps howling for his mum who's gone out, which is the main reason I'm getting a chance to record something. This is my Minecraft hardcore world, and I thought I'd give a spoken walkthrough of where I've got to. I'm not a massive builder. I do enjoy building projects, but I don't build mega farms or massive things. I just sort of have fun. So this is an automated farm. It's getting me a little bit of sugarcane so I can make paper. That's primarily for trading with my villagers who are far, far away. I've got this little storage set up, as you can see, and if we go upstairs, I have this sort of black motif going with my builds. This is yeah, this was a bit of an experiment, and I didn't think it had grown quite so quickly. So this is obviously a jungle tree that I brought from far, far away and dumped here. I'm bordered between a bit of savanna and mangrove, and I've tried to keep some of the natural look, though all the bay here, this is my bay, all of it is lit up. We'll come to this contraption in the middle in a moment, and right now the storage system plan is I have something that I can just sort of come up here or be up here, drop into a thingy, and it all go and auto sort somehow. Never done that before, so that's where I'm at with that. And this building has sort of extended itself in a couple of ways. So this little extension here happened because I got raided, I got attacked, and because I actually have villagers there, I got bad omen, and a raid began, and I needed to sort of escape. But the weird thing was that the raid sort of spawned on that hill you saw me on a moment ago. So it spawned on that hill, and they spilled down onto the roof, and then I had to sort of build this little extension out of the way and lock myself in, because I was getting attacked and vexed. But I got my one and only Totem of Undying from that, and that's where I'm at. I do have some builds. You'll see there's the roadway there. There's a roadway here. These are bridges. You know, I'm proud of my bridges, and this is the main bridge that needs to be fixed soon. You will notice a very long tunnel going that way. There's a reason for that, and this is, we start up here, actually an automatic iron farm. It's the only, apart from the sugarcane, it's the only thing I really wanted to get sorted to start with. I hope they're currently being scared. I don't know if they are or aren't. Oh yeah, I just saw an iron golem fly past. So the iron golems spawn above. The trapped zombie scares them, and that's where we're at. And they fall down that pit, and I access it from below, from over here. And anywhere whilst I'm in my bay, my main base area, I can have iron being collected for me, as long as I don't get stuck. I've just thought I actually do have another farm, so I've just lied already. We come all the way along, and we're coming to the drop chamber, essentially. There they are. So there's water to the right and left that funnel them all in, or they drop straight into the centerpiece. This is collecting the iron, so this was empty when I logged on. So nearly 3 stacks of iron already, whilst I'm just mucking about. These are just odds and sods that I've got lying around from the build. But again, it's the black look. I just heard a... Did I just hear a... Yeah, there we go. Let's... I don't actually think my desktop audio is recording anything. So let's just change that setting for everybody. That one. And that one. There we go. There we go. You can probably hear the game now. Yeah, there you go. Let's turn it down a little bit because this is all what we're doing. Anyways, yeah, I just sit here, go AFK here, sleep here, and I've got iron coming in. And I have some pretty nice enchanted diamond armor, and I built this myself. So this is where I spawned in. So this is my base. That's my sleepy bit. I think there's another iron golem. And you can see the red concrete column on the hill there. That's one of my markers for where I am in the world. And we'll pop over to this. Now this is more or less spawn right here. So I've got just another bridge. This is where I was looking at the look and feel of some of my bridges. Just how I wanted them to look and feel. I don't know how he got up there. I have some sheep, as you can see. I have some cows. So the cows, I breed them in the middle and then tempt them this way, and I end up with a nice packed area of cow to sort of harvest. I haven't for a while. I also have chickens. I can make lots of chickens here. That was before I got a Fletcher villager fully trained. So you'll notice that there's copper, ionized copper around. There goes another golem. This was my first little house. I built this house first to sort of protect myself on my first night. It has my entrance to the Nether here, so it still exists. Down here is a zombie spawner, and therefore a zombie farm, XP farm. So that's one thing I do have going for me. That was a thing, and that is my main mine. That is my main mine. So I go down there to harvest diamonds and things, which we'll do in a moment. This was just some of the things I needed. This is a little automatic flint collector to pair with the chickens when I needed them. So I'd place stack after stack high in the air of gravel, and then just stand and harvest them at one end, and it would automatically be picked up by the hoppers and carried to the chest at the other end, which was great. It's long defunct, I don't use it anymore. You'll see I have these little farmy spots for initial farms. I haven't had the heart to remove them, though I did have sugarcane over there. Once I got the automatic sugarcane, they disappeared. But I've done is sort of styled the area. Up there is a mushroom farm. I have a problem with the mushroom farm, and that is that the Endermen keep moving blocks in there. Let me just eat. Here is my main base. This is the strange contraption I call a base, and it has a very simple smelter in the back. I can drop anything in the top and it smelts out the bottom with automatic fuel there. I can drop the fuel in here as well quickly, and it goes through to the back for me. I've got my initial smelter and things here. I've got some little bits and bobs here. This is for copper, my exclusive use of copper. You'll see on the first floor I have I had an anvil. I still have an anvil here. This is for repair. And on the second floor I have what is my main bed and enchanting table. And this goes over the top. This was actually, it was a stream that spilled down, and I didn't have the heart to lose it, so it goes over the top now. I routed it over the top. And this is my bed. These are some storage. These are the bits I've got lying around. Yeah, so that's my base, and then I can just step over the top of this and drop down here. And likewise I can jump straight out the front. My next big build, or big for me, was going to be this tunnel. But it actually goes nowhere. It just goes off into the plains. It goes off to the jungle actually, and I have a little jungle hut down there, which is why there's now a jungle tree next to my storage system. But then I started going this way as well. I wanted to put myself an outpost up on the top of that peak so I could sort of see around better. So I want a bridge across here. You'll see that my tunnel carries on. You see the torches lighting the area up. So I'd like another bridge going across there, but I need to keep it in the style of my other bridges, which we will now go and have a look at. And they are mud brick bases with oak planks, oak wood, stripped oak wood, and lanterns. They are, well, they're fine. They are functional. And I don't get visitors spawning here. I don't get any zombies or skeletons or anything. We'll skip the mine. I'm sure you've all seen mines many times. We'll go up here to see what's going on. So this is Frogland up here. You can actually sleep just here. You can already see the oxidized copper oak look on things around here. This was where I was actually gathering some more oak just up here. And here's a bridge. This was the first bridge I built. So you see they are mud bricks with then oak fences, cross beams in raw oak sidings, but then oak plank centres. And I alternated the lighting. At the time I didn't have iron, or not iron to spare. As you can probably guess, it was plenty of wood. I chopped down a huge oak forest, had plenty of wood. I'd stack upon stack of wood, and didn't really know where this went. And interestingly enough, I didn't actually survey ahead of time. So I just started building my way across this thing, thinking, oh, that looks like a horrible, if I dig anything down there, there's going to be water pouring in, which there would be. That's ground level there and water would pour in. So keep as high as we can up here. I didn't make the T-float, it already was. And then I came through this side to get to the right hand side of the mount, and didn't really want to go, as I say, didn't want to go down that way. I did see the birch and jungle, but didn't really explore that way. I've not been that way at all, really. And then I came here and saw rooftops and thought, aha, a village, and promptly stopped building my bridge here, because now I do need to take this down to ground level, and I don't really have a design for that. I need to think about a way of extending out and down gently to sort of curve it in. But curves aren't the greatest thing in Minecraft, as you probably are aware. You will see anything that's a sort of fresh double copper stack, look, with it's actually a hook. So there's three up and one towards the direction of base. They point back towards the red concrete pillar. You'll see that there's a desert beyond. We'll visit the desert in a moment. Actually, we'll visit a different desert, I believe. No, it is. No, sorry, it is this desert. It is this way. It's beyond that hill, and I need to put another, nether portal. I'll just say it. There's a nether connection to the distant desert. This was just a docking station for my boats to come in and out when I have gone down that river and gone that way. But it is a river. I am inland here. I didn't get to open ocean. So we'll go back across the bridge and we'll take a different route now. We'll go straight on up here. So that's down to normal base. There's the cherry tree and the base. And there's this strange bridge which we saw from the ground before. Well, the only reason it's here is really for a bit of bling. I just wanted something quite impressive to span the gorge, and I'd already gotten most of the oak. I went with the stripped oak edges. The pillars below you've seen are packed mud as well. So I built the pillars, built between each one, and I think it came out quite nicely. I quite like that build. So they are, I've forgotten the name of the is it marble? Anyway, whatever it is, pinky one, and then packed mud, and then packed mud fences, and here we are. And I have this sort of inverse motif, a step inverse motif, as if it's holding up each double block, and up they come to the top. And we'll carry on this way. because this was my first directional exploration. Now we're currently going in the exact same direction as that very long tunnel you saw behind the iron farm. But you'll see that there is a path going off into the ether. And ironically enough, that path marks out, and again I want to build a little bit of bridging here, that path marks out my first exploration and first village I found. I did not find that village the other side of that first bridge first, ironically enough. I just blanked on it or didn't think about it, or I can't quite recall, but I came this way first, marking my way with copper blocks, which I've since removed because they were all nicely oxidized and used on my roof, but we'll keep going. And I travelled and travelled and travelled, and I was looking for something other than plains biome, as you could probably guess. You know, why go in one direction so long? Oh, here we are finally. It's darker green, but it's only a slice. So we carried on, and we carried on further. So I was about, what am I now, about 1,000 from spawn. Here's the first of the copper blocks I haven't taken back up because they hadn't fully oxidized, but that's the markers I'd placed as I went, and I tried to keep myself sort of at ground level. There's another marker. There's one here that's actually oxidized. That one there has actually oxidized more or less, so it's probably up for the chop. But I saw then, as you see now, a village in the distance, and this was the first village I turned up at. I locked them in, promptly locked them all in, and began breeding and set them up and moved them around. There are a few traders now, but they were a secondary thought to just preserving, because it's a very fractured community. There is this massive chasm that I've covered going between one side or the other, and at night it's terrible. So this is the villager breeder. I just open the slot and chuck them bread, and they drop out through this door and grow up in isolation here, wishing they had better choices. And then alternately I bring them this way and I lock them in and breed them up. So we have a master farmer, a master fletcher, two master fletchers, sorry, cartographer, librarian, and a, wherever he is, blacksmith, whatever, I can't remember what he is. So I have those. I started building this not long ago, and just hate it. I don't know what possessed me, really. I don't know why I did this horrible bland red thing. This red, it's not even a house really, it's just awful. This was what I originally arrived on though, from abroad. I came by a boat, and so I built myself a landing dock, and this was how I got 3 villagers bred, grew them up one at a time here, pushed them into boats, and then sailed them all the way back to my home base. The only villager I left loose is the cleric, who I trade with in here. There he is. So the villager in there did his thing. And one of the poodles has turned up and is talking to me. Hello, William. How are you? Hello. 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 There he is. But you'll see here the second divergent direction path. What's up, William? What? Yeah, he's right here tapping my shoulder. You can't tap my shoulder, I'm busy. Anyway, so this is a very long tunnel, and in not building this one, this was the out jet, where I decided to try and join this up to the village. I didn't use numbers, which you'll see. I was just guessing by dead reckoning. So I came to this location. Again, no bridging. Need to put some nice pretty bridges in, especially underground. But I hope to make this a railway line, basically. I actually initially landed here, but worked out this might have been better. There's a village there that I've never ever been to, and we'll go this way. There's actually a green carpet, a moss carpet, marking a location. I found this, and I found where that was. I used this as a spy point to actually detect where I was, and carried on digging. You can just see the moss carpet. So this was my first Dead Reckoning tunnel. Oh, it came out here, yeah. So I climbed up the trees and had a look where I was at that point, because it is a massive, massive mangrove swamp. As you can probably guess, massive, massive, massive digging effort. Here's the carpet. This is where I came off that first run from base. This is the location of my bridging down from above. So I came out here, checked where I was, carried on going to try and get to the village, and you can probably appreciate that it's a lot simpler with the other village the other side. So that's where I'll focus my next directional build in. I will finish that bridge. I will carry on going, but I'm still not really happy with everything I'm building. It takes me too long, basically. And here we are back at base, back at the iron farm, and you'll see now in darkness that the bay is lit. You don't get drowned. Thought I saw I thought I saw something strange then. I do need to cut this down, don't I? This is just silly. Yeah, and you can see there's a diamond tip showing off. There's a diamond tip on my... Was it emerald? I can't remember. But there's a gem. There's a gem on top of it. This was actually going to be an automatic wheat farm. But water would spawn from up here, from dispensers, and run down. But I'm having issues with the water, so it's manual. The glass you see in the walls up there was my first... this is where I scratched out a gap in a wall just to survive the very, very first night. So this was... it didn't have glass in it, but this is where I just sort of started building a mine, because this is where I'd spawned, and this cave was naturally here. So I blocked it off. I've opened this up since, so I can get up here. But yeah, so I spawned there. I did then build with the rock I took out of here. I built that little house. But really, this became... And this is where the top of the... You can hear them, the zombie spawner was. But really, the mines go all the way down. This is actually a section I took the is it marble, that stuff out of, and built the pillars for the first bridge. You'll see I've got lots of dripstone. Lots of this is unexplored, but I've explored all the way up there. And then I came down here to iron level. My first iron mines. These are my iron mines, and I just dug out line after line for iron until I had, I think, about 2 stacks of iron, and then started crafting things up here. I carried on down to deep slate level. Now I burst out into this location here. I actually nearly fell to my death from here, but I then brought it down, lit up the cave. Over here to the left is where I actually go and get obsidian at the moment. It's actually, I'm that rich, I've got diamonds in the roof I've not even taken out. There's my obsidian. And then I went deep, deep. I went very, very deep for diamonds. Let's just sleep because I just want to. I actually went that way first, and that opens up on a massive chasm. So I carried on down to bedrock this way. And it's the first time I've really done a slanted tunnel, but you can see I stripped mine to a matching corridor that's that side, and then came back, so I go up and back and up and back, and I have thousands and thousands of deep slate, hence the building style above. But you'll see I go well over 64 this way. I don't even know how many I go out to. I think it was until I broke an iron pickaxe. But I haven't diamond mined in quite a while. I haven't needed to with my villagers. But initially I did, and then there's the reciprocal tunnel, and then back I would go. And if I ran to the end of the reciprocal or the main tunnel, I'd extend it by 12, so I get at least 3 stitches or 4 stitches more, going up and down, up and down, up and down them. So always an even number, because I go out, step, down, out, step, down. And I do that, a couple of hours at a time, if that. And soon had more diamonds than I could shake a stick at, and so had made my diamond armor, got it enchanted, got on with things above ground then, which is why the bridges existed. And yeah, I actually lit all this up. Down there. I don't go down there any further. I don't have any need to, but I did have a need to light all this up, light everything up that was this way, just to stop spawns. So it's been my first big play of Minecraft in quite a while. I've played obviously all of this off camera. I mean, we're currently at game day 340. And if I go up here, actually, so this was actually a cascading stream. There was a stream that ran down here, and I've slowly used the resources and broken. Well, here's the stream that I dammed off. So I dammed it off. It went all the way up, and if I go up here, you'll see that there is a twin. Let's just light some of this up while I'm here. There's what I call the fractured lake here, and the fractured lake comes out in this strange sort of double bluff. This is the same bluff, I believe, that right hand deep slate tunnel broke through, because you can sit down there and see a distant haze of daylight, whereas in pure darkness you just don't see that. If I go all the way up, you'll see there's my red concrete pillar to survey all of my domain. So it is actually an engineered pillar that tells me information. This double width tells me stuff. So there's the bridge to a village, the unexplored wilds to the south and west. There is the tunnel I'm planning to put through there that way. There's my base here. It is a diamond, look. It is a diamond on top. Base with the iron farm, bamboo, the blossom, the mine, the bridge, and the distant village that way. I have not fully explored everywhere, but yeah, it's been an interesting little space. Now there's not a lot of lighting up here, but I don't have issues with things yet spawning up here. I don't really run into that issue. But if they did, they'd basically end up in the river. It's roughly symmetrical. And then, yeah, it was just sort of carved out at the end of this location. I have put some fish on my copper-clad ornamental farm. That's it, really. That is my world tour. Enjoyed.